welcome to the February 10th, 2020 Selectmen's meeting. We will start with, we started at 6:30 with a non-public with the police chief, and now we will start the public meeting. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just a couple of brief announcements before we start with public comment. The first is that Chairman Hippler is not here tonight due to vehicle issues. He broke down on the way home from work. And Selectman Osborne is on vacation, so what you see is what you have. And the third announcement is I'd like to congratulate Naomi Bolton, the town administrator, for 25 years of service to the town of Weare. She's been here a quarter of a century. And now we'll start with public comment. Anybody? I'll be like Ricky, once, twice, three times, okay. Next item we will move on to is the department head items and committee items. Anything from the police chief? Seeing he's the only department head here. Okay. I have one question for the chief. You're going to have somebody stop in and check on us tomorrow at the polls? Whoever's
Yes.
on duty?
So I talked with Miss Hilliard today. She requested an officer be stationed at the polls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I put out a email asking if anybody could do it for overtime. Of course, we're so short-staffed, nobody could on short notice. But Mike Muse and myself will be in and out throughout the day checking on him. And they'll definitely know when Mike's there, so he won't be missed. As usual.
Okay, that's good. And that's nothing else with that. And then we have the finalized wording for the 2020 town mailer.
Yep. So I kind of, this is just to take up Saturday deliberative session. You all had speaking assignments, and as part of the speaking assignment, you then get to write kind of the purpose. So I gave everybody copies of what I had for copies. So if you want to start, we'll start right at 4, which is on the top. Ricky had 4.
Yep.
Talks about the operating budget. You guys can see if that's okay, if you want to add or subtract anything.
I think that pretty well covers it, from what I see. I don't have any issue with that.
Everybody else set?
Yeah.
You okay with 4? 5 is on the next sheet, because Jack had 5.
Is reoccurring spelled right? It
Well, I'll
looks,
just do the spell check anyway.
yeah, it doesn't look right to me. I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it needs a hyphen out of it.
Yeah. And then 5 is on the next sheet, because that was Jack's, talks about the collective bargaining,
Yeah.
which is... Chief, do you want, should we ask if he wants to add anything more?
Yeah, do you want anything
It
more on
says this
that?
article addresses a collective bargaining agreement with the union employees in the police department. This article covers the salaries and benefits for the department and realignment of staff for the next 3 years. Do you want to add more to it?
Not at this time. Based on what we saw Saturday in the deliberative session, of course, we're going to work on it going forward and have something prepared in the summer to keep it going forward. I think the most important thing is just making sure it gets passed, so everybody's on the same page.
Yeah,
I think department should be spelled out. Just,
yeah, no. we-
Yeah,
Just, I mean, I think you know
yeah,
that.
I
but-
just,
Yeah, no, you just abbreviation.
yeah, and I didn't get into the different part of it, how we're gonna break it down for step and, you know, putting a corporal's position in. I just figured the realignment, instead of getting into all the,
Consolidate the steps.
Yeah.
yeah, instead of all the, moving all the pieces around like that, because that'd make it more confusing than. And the next one is Article 6, which is.
It's on
Ricky.
Ricky's, which is on the first sheet, which is the raises.
Yep.
Same thing, says in the past, the article represents a raise for the non-union employees of the town. The amount represents a 3% raise for all employees not represented by a collective bargaining unit.
Yeah. sounds
7
good.
is John's on page 3, it's handwritten. With the additional employee for the DPW. Since the town's increased road mileage in recent years without adding more staff, this article requests one additional employee to cover these miles and also to help summer work when the employees take their vacations. I think that sums it up. Chief Azina, which is on 2 more sheets after that, I've lost track of the pages.
Yeah, it's number one.
He puts the 19, the department took the first step in a multi-year plan to solve the many challenges experienced with the existing staffing model. This article builds upon the 2019 improvements to the structure and control of the workforce designed to improve productivity and service delivery while minimizing the inherent vulnerability of part-time and casual employees. Increases in call volume, demand for non-emergent services, competition amongst employers, and employee training demands has produced staffing shortage crises, continual recruitment and retention issues, and most concerning, response times at certain times of day that are unacceptable. So that's what the Board of Fire would put forth.
I think amongst is spelled wrong, just so you know.
What is, where am
Amongst. It's EST, isn't it?
I? Yeah.
I leave that to spell check. I think it's correct right there.
You do?
I do.
Oh, maybe. It just doesn't look right to me. Maybe it is. I'll have to look it up when I get home.
You all set? We'll move to 9. I think Brenda took 9, which Jan I just had showed, and she's okay with it. 9 is for the staff, additional personnel hours at the
Yep.
library. If you want me to read it, I can. I read the other ones because they're short. It says, I'll read it. The purpose of the article is to make one part-time employee full-time as well as adding some part-time staffing hours. Use of the library has grown significantly under Director Mike. We probably should change a little bit of it around. The
Yeah,
library's only full-time. He helped to make community
Oh, I
hub.
don't have 9.
No, she has.
The library offered several programs at the school, the preschool, senior programs with a speaker each month and technology training. Other organizations such as Therapy Dogs benefited from Mike's involvement. He was working 60, 80 hours a week to cover for staff we didn't have in place to provide these programs and services. While we cannot provide all of the services Mike provided, the library wishes to continue or add any additional programs, additional staff hours are needed. At the current staffing level, only essential activities and services can be provided. Additional staffing funded by this article is essential to allow the library to maintain some level of programs and services. I think it needs a little bit
It
of,
needs to be cut back.
Tweaking, yeah.
Too wordy, too long.
hit the highlights.
I think it just says the use of the library has grown significantly. If we
Right.
take out under Mike,
Yeah, I'd take Mike out because,
well, Mike had written this.
Yeah. They collaborate.
I also have this summary, I mean, this is what, there's 5 bullet points on this one
Okay.
that kind of tells,
I'm happy with that.
well, no, that kind of tells what, I mean, maybe you
Will allow
can
part-time
put it
employee to
into
become a
them.
full-time, additional part-time staff to be hired. Part-time staff hours will be maximized through better distribution over current days. Staff with more time to assist patrons and staff with time to keep some programs up and running. I think if we put it to sentences, I think it would work.
Right, and
Yeah.
mix it in with the other.
Yeah, well, that's, so,
Not
cut back some
Somebody
of the
go copy
word.
this, or do you?
No, you
No,
can
that's
have
fine.
it.
Okay.
Cut down some of the
Yeah,
word.
I just think it would be,
wordage.
I think these are good, but this came to us earlier,
yeah.
obviously.
Yes.
So we can condense that a little bit.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I was gonna see, it was in here last year too, if you
Yes, it
remember.
was, but I think it was for a different purpose, because they were opening for Fridays.
Yeah, that was a Friday thing.
Yeah, but still, they were looking for
No, it was, you're right, it was right.
Fridays and
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Friday.
yeah, we could put that together
additional staff.
for 9.
Yeah.
So 10 is the Board of Fire Awards back for the fitness equipment. It's kind of short.
One, I authorize the withdrawal from the election.
Yep.
16, the rescue squad and fire each were named as beneficiaries. The equipment will help improve member fitness by stimulating essential job functions.
Yep.
And of course, 11 just left the room. You had 11. I think
Yeah, I
he
don't-
was gonna write something.
He was?
11 and 12, yeah. He was gonna add something, but he obviously took the phone.
We can go back to that.
Yeah, we can go back to
All right.
it.
But I mean, it's pretty much what we put in, basically the
Yep,
mailer
and
from
then-
before.
Yeah,
If you take
I mean,
from,
and again, I don't want to get,
well, I think there needs to be, because you know the
Yeah, I get-
direction, the other one. and
yeah,
the
I don't
pink-
think we have to.
If you have what the pink says,
yeah, Yeah.
talks about two are in critical condition, that's what's going on there too.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, 11 or 12 didn't put, you know. Didn't put it down as far as,
he's coming back, he's fixing.
So one marked police cruiser and one.
Chief, did you
I
have
wouldn't even put that on
something
there.
for 11 and 12?
I do. I'm getting it forwarded to me. I left his office. Maybe you want to table those two real quick.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
okay,
right.
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Then-
we don't want to put on there marked on.
13 and 14 and 15 and 16 are on John's handwritten one.
Yep,
The 10-wheeler, the medium duty, the bridge construction, and road
and
reconstruction.
that's pretty much what he did last year.
I think it says what it said last year.
Yep,
Yeah,
So 13 is for the 10-wheeler upgrading.
yeah,
yep,
14 is the medium duty replacement for one of the smaller,
yep. For
cost prohibitive, maintains small parking lots around the town.
bridge,
The bridge,
bridge reconstruction. You
Construction.
gotta add something to that, probably.
it's
Oh,
probably
no.
the same one that's off the
Oh, it
mailer.
probably is, to
Yeah.
place
well,
money
I think it's the fourth.
That's the fourth and final payment, right? So,
portion of this.
It says this is a third of 4 appropriations for this purpose. We have to have the town's
yes, so this one would be the fourth.
portion for this place, in
Yes.
place before the state will approve their share.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanna put this in, this is the fourth and final payment.
I don't know if we want to talk about final, because we talked about leaving some money in there
For the
for,
next one.
because this is just
Oh,
the
yeah.
red listed ones, but you're
Yeah.
gonna have work to
Gonna have
do.
more, yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
the
if we-
4th of 4 installments. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, if we wipe the fund out,
Yeah, we.
then you have to start all
over
over
again.
again.
Articles to place money. So what do you want to do? This article is to place money into the fund?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Yes, Benji, we heard you. Don't say final.
Texted you?
Hey, Benny, we're all set. We're not going to say final.
and then Article 16.
So do you want to say the 4th appropriation?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
that it's the fourth, it is the fourth, yeah.
Yeah.
Is-
I think as you put, this article is
The fourth
the 4th
to
appropriation.
place money into the fund to represent the town's portion
Towards the red list.
of reconstructing the aging bridges in
Right, and then he
town.
says, and then we can take, we have to have the town's portion for this in place before the state will approve.
Right.
That's, we have to have them do.
Before they'll do the engineering.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna go to 16, road reconstruction, which is an ongoing article to construct and maintain the roads.
Yep,
yeah.
okay. Now, the next one.
17. 17 is radio, which is Ricky's.
Yep,
So I think it says it all right there.
yep. Just establish a capital reserve fund
Send it
for
to-
improvements.
Currently unknown. More money will be needed to get the system satisfactory. There are multiple places now the radios not transmitted or received, and this will start what's predicted to be a major overhaul. I think that says it all.
Yep,
Yeah,
So then 18 is government buildings, which is Sherry's, which is on the next page. Passage of the article would provide funding for replacing the AC units and unforeseen. It's pretty, the article says exactly what it's gonna do.
at the town office and additional, and adding additional funds for unforeseen repairs to town buildings, yeah.
Should we just put all town-owned buildings instead of just to town buildings? Do you think everybody would get the all, or would they? I think it says it all, to the town buildings.
yep.
Remember, we only have so much pages to work with.
Yep.
So, okay, 19 is the 34,000 for the rot. We okay with that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
20, that was actually Jan's.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Which is 23 in here.
Yeah, I think it's probably close to what's in there. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
it's a-
there's no impact.
These funds are used to make improvements and repairs.
Yeah.
It's what I read Saturday.
Oh, yeah, same thing, really.
Yeah, 20.
Okay. So what are we up to then? 21 is fireworks, which is the same thing as last year?
Yep.
Okay. 22, Ricky had back on his page on the
Yep.
front.
Yeah.
This is a reoccurring article for managing town forests. The forester is responsible for inventorying town forest parcels or writing a report of their current status and rendering professional services. All expenditures to be approved by conservation.
Yep.
23.
You're gonna take that probably right out of the book.
23 we're gonna take out of here?
Yeah.
2019. Town forest.
And then we got 20,
24, Jan had 24 and 25, which are the petition ones. Do you want to make it simple, or do you want to do?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to everybody.
So
Doesn't bother
last
me.
year, we had one petition article, if you'll remember, about Chase Park.
yeah.
So basically what we did is wrote, this is a petition article brought forth to the board regarding Chase Park. You could do, I mean, Jan has a very nice explanation, which really, the article says it, but now it's been changed from the amendment.
Yeah, the 250.
Well, that's what will appear on the.
Well, no, right, but I'm just saying, do you want to just put this as a petition article brought forth
Yeah.
to the board regarding special revenue fund contributions?
Yeah, the
sounds-
fire department,
Fire department.
Fire department special revenue
Revenue
fund contributions,
yes.
and just leave it at that?
Yeah.
And then the same with, I think Inison Field, it's a petition brought forth regarding, I think we,
You might wanna, didn't that say in that Inison Field thing, didn't that say,
master planning.
Yeah, master planning, I think I have that on
Yeah,
there.
you did.
yeah,
Which will allow a master planning design exercise to be done for further development.
yeah, and also, didn't it say something about the amount of money they were gonna, well, that's probably.
It's
The amount of
probably in the
$5,000.
It's in the
Article.
writing of
Yeah,
the
it's-
article.
See, that's all in the article.
16.4, and this 5
Yeah.
is gonna come from.
So it would just be,
Yeah,
I don't know, I think we got lost a little bit in the shuffle with, because what this is gonna do is it's gonna produce what you need to do next. So just, if this passes, it's really gonna do a plan. Then the plan would go out to bid. And then you'd get cost items associated to build according to this master plan.
Right,
Because this isn't where it ends. This is
No.
just a start.
Yep.
right.
So do you want to just leave it alone, or do you want to, this is the, it's really this,
Yeah, it's
you
a
want,
petition
it's
article.
it's a petition article brought forth
Brought forth, I just put down
to
petition.
do an
article.
initial.
regarding Inison Field.
And it tells you, it's for engineering.
does tell you.
It does, it's a,
I mean, we could leave it simple, too.
yeah, that's what I'd leave it simple instead of getting it confusing. Because I think if we,
Well, it's to do a study, so obviously.
It
Well,
says
that's
that-
all in the word of the,
Hopefully
That's in
they
the
know
word of the
that
article.
it's the
I
beginning.
think, yeah, I think if you put too much in there, you may confuse people even more.
I'm sure probably WAC will get something out on Facebook and.
yeah, I'm sure they
I'm
will,
sure
too.
they will.
They've got some money putting into it.
Yeah,
So with all those, that does your purpose, but I just want you to take a peek at, because you
Okay,
have to approve the ballot.
well, I think we gotta go back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we gotta go back
How
to
could we
11 and.
forget?
11 and 12.
Well, I
Let's see.
didn't, I went home and dreamed about that whole thing, that whole presentation
The
of
mark
11
and
and
then-
12.
Oh,
jeez.
Wait till you hear all this one. And I do have an officer part of the time for the polling station tomorrow. Somebody just volunteered for a portion of it, so that's good. All right, warrant Article 11.
Yep.
You want me to just read it, because I'll send it to you electronically tomorrow if y'all like it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This vehicle is replacing one in an approved fleet of 8 vehicles. The vehicle being replaced had been and was auctioned after it was determined to be unserviceable. The vehicle was scheduled to be replaced as part of the life cycle management program during the 2018 budget cycle, but the disposition was delayed due to a change of command. The life cycle management program ensures the tax impact to citizens from vehicle replacement is minimized by strategically managing departmental resources so operational costs are static. This vehicle will initially be marked and used for patrol and emergency operations. Upfit equipment includes console mount, lighting package, siren with speaker, graphics, antenna, Raptor radar, prisoner seat and partition, cargo box, weapons rack, installation kits and parts, programming, and labor fees.
I thought we didn't want to use marked.
Yeah.
So initially marked. I think Matt had that idea. I'm good with that.
I would, yeah, you're gonna, but that's.
Which one is that, 11?
That's 11.
But you're making it again to the point where you're gonna take almost a whole page, making it.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to keep the citizens informed.
Complete, well, I mean, they've pretty much got
If you
that,
put a
I would
complete-
think.
That's just my
Complete cruiser.
suggestion.
It's gonna be
You could,
put into rotation as a patrol vehicle with all the necessary equipment that's required.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm gonna give
I'm
you the
just
long
saying,
one next.
People are gonna go in and look at this,
Do
and
it at the
they may
coffee.
get, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, what?
Too
Do it
wordy.
at the coffee.
Do it at the coffee.
Coffee hour?
Well, I think they're not gonna. Wow.
No, actually, the library's invited us for the Thursday, the first Thursday,
In March?
in March.
So that's,
We're gonna try again.
yeah, so that's the Thursday before voting.
Thursday.
Do it there.
You can do it the 5th
Yeah,
in March.
Okay.
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, you explain it there. But on the mailer,
I've been explaining it all along. I was just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
know
I would
that.
write it up.
Yeah.
Would he be allowed to post that on the Weare Police Facebook page?
Oh, sure.
Okay, he can
Sure.
post
Yeah,
whatever
he can put
wants.
all of that on there, as long as
Yeah.
it doesn't urge, you can't tell you to
you can't
vote
tell them to
for it.
vote, this is what we're looking for, because then it's,
What he
yeah.
intended.
'Cause
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
it's-
right, right, yeah.
If you say, go vote for this, then it's called
Yeah,
electioneering and we're
you
in
can't
trouble.
do that.
Okay, you gonna read
He's got
12
that
now?
smile.
Sure. This vehicle is replacing one in an approved fleet of 8 vehicles. The vehicle being replaced is approaching its end of serviceability, and it's scheduled for replacement on this year. I'm sorry, and it's scheduled for replacement this year on the Life Cycle Management Program. The Life Cycle Management Program ensures the tax impact to citizens from vehicle replacement is minimized by strategically managing departmental resources so operational costs are static. The vehicle will initially be unmarked and used for patrol and emergency operations. Upfit equipment includes console mount, lighting package, siren with speaker, antennas, cargo box, weapons rack, installation kits and parts, programming, and labor fees.
See, I think you could take out the what's in it.
What's in it?
Take
That's
that
fine.
out, yeah.
And initially.
Just
you know,
transparent.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
on my little mailer here,
We only have so much
we only
room.
have
so
so
much
much
room.
room.
I'm just,
So-
as long as I get more than the fire department, that's all I'm worried about.
Yeah.
You too. You too. Congress.
You're not gonna say that it's a command vehicle anymore?
No, I never was.
That was somebody
Or,
else.
yeah, I mean, I might have initially, but when you come down to it, they're all patrol vehicles.
Right,
Yeah.
They're interchangeable. We
right. Yeah.
base it on what the department needs.
So I think there's a lot of good in what you put. I just don't think it's necessary
The
to
detail.
say
Yeah.
Of
the
what's
back
in it.
seat to this to that, because
Yeah.
I think if it's fully marked,
I'm just trying to make Frank happy.
I'm just saying.
Serviceable.
Yeah,
Full serviceable.
defining what serviceable means.
I think we could make a happy medium with what you've got there
Yeah.
without listing all of the things in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I can also print that and have that available when they're actually voting, so they can get the full description if they want.
Put 'em by the door.
They won't, they'll come
Well,
in.
you could put it on Facebook too, like I
Yeah.
said, you have the Facebook page.
Yeah.
See, because what you want to do, you don't really want to hand anybody something as. they're
No, I'm not
walking
gonna hand it. I'm gonna put it on like a poster. Article 11, Article 12, full
And
description,
where are you going to put the poster?
like when they enter.
Can't.
They can't have that inside, can they, Naomi?
Not inside, you can have somebody standing outside.
Outside.
But you have to have somebody stand with it, then you gotta
You
put
gotta,
somebody
you,
stand with it.
yeah, you gotta
I
have
get it.
somebody.
Be off duty, don't they?
Yeah, they'd have
No,
to.
I'm gonna get a fire guy. They ain't got nothing to do.
You're gonna start, you're stirring the pot.
So once you send me the email, And I think we can make it work without being,
Too wordy.
to add the,
Yeah.
what's in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's all good.
And
I'm
do you
just
guys
being
want
honest
it
with
initially marked, initially unmarked?
I just leave the marked and unmarked alone.
I'd
When it
leave
was
it
such a
alone.
big,
Yeah,
I just
it's a
say,
hassle.
But-
this is a
but there's
cruiser
gotta
to go
be-
into rotation
but
as a
if you
patrol
looked at it
vehicle.
not knowing, you'd like to know what the difference is.
No, it's gonna go into patrol vehicle, as a patrol vehicle. I
It's
mean,
patrol
But
vehicle.
it's-
But he's
there's
saying they're
nothing,
both patrol.
you know, and that's the big
Right,
thing
that's
that was
exactly,
brought
they're
up.
both patrol
Patrol
vehicles.
vehicles. And I mean,
You're
there's
saying they're
nothing,
Gotta
patrol
wanna
and
know
you're
what
gonna
you're
put
buying.
an
There's
unmarked
Everything's a patrol vehicle.
there's nothing in the statute that says it has to be marked. There's nothing in the statute that says
I
you
know,
can't
we
have
have two
unmarked.
unmarked now, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
but I'm saying, you know, there's police departments all over the place
If you-
with unmarked vehicles.
If you put it down as marked, then it doesn't have to stay marked
He
forever.
said initially marked, initially unmarked.
Correct.
So your initial vote is it's unmarked and marked, but then
And if
after
that's
that,
clear.
if things change and something happens to one of the cars, he can put the graphics and put the back
Right.
seat and put the cage in and be gone.
That's it.
You know, so if it's
then-
initially unmarked and initially marked,
I thought that was a good compromise,
We
because I'm
have-
fine with that.
we have two, because it's gonna go in there anyway,
Yep.
Yeah,
marked and unmarked, so
Yeah.
if he's happy with a compromise,
Yeah.
I do it,
initially is
okay.
a good
Do
word.
that then.
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, see, I don't
You
know.
know, in keeping with
I liked it
what
as
the
the
chief said
command vehicle.
Saturday, I mean, if there's a,
What's that?
I liked it as the
doesn't make any
command
difference. If
vehicle.
there's a crime going on, you know, you're gonna, doesn't mean
A
if
lot
it's
of
marked or
things make
unmarked, you're gonna
sense.
take some type of action. And then unmarked in certain times, you may want an unmarked car, you know, with the fact of, we did it in the past. When Sean was here, he did that with the blue car, you know, because of school complaints. People passing school buses.
And we did that also,
And you did it this
yep,
year.
beginning of the school year. We
Yeah.
put my vehicle out there following the school buses, seeing if anybody was passing.
So. Yeah, you don't wanna,
So Janet brought up the command part. Are we putting command in or not command?
That's just an ancillary, that's like saying it'll be used to take evidence to the lab or
Okay.
go to court or go to training.
I mean, you could use
Okay.
any.
It's just an ancillary
The
duty.
use?
Hmm?
More of a use?
Yes.
You could use any of them for that.
The difference would be it would have incident command equipment in it. Is
Right.
one difference.
Is it going to?
Yes.
But see, I think that's a value
Well,
Okay.
for you, but that's my opinion.
But I mean,
I
you
don't
could
know
turn,
how
you could turn
many
any
else-
vehicle into an incident command vehicle with
Yes,
the
you
right
could.
equipment. So I mean, to single it out.
But they'll have the equipment actually in the vehicle ready to roll. So we don't have to go get it.
So what are you gonna do?
I think
He's
what-
fine with it, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I think what you said is fine.
No, with the command part.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, again, I don't wanna get it, try to buttonhole it into one spot that they say, well, it's only for command, so then, you know, it can't be used for any,
But he
again,
did say it was more than for
No,
command.
but I'm saying, if it's written that way, then I'm saying people may take
And that's
it.
correct, because I might not be able to roll it down to the ACO car if it
Right.
specifies command, so that
Command.
is true.
Yeah, so I don't wanna,
Take
I
it
don't wanna
out.
put you in a box, you know, again, it's,
trying to make it
the
as,
deal is that, you know, he's provided the tools to do the job, and he can use his equipment as he sees fit, you
right,
know.
we don't want to micromanage
You know, we can't do,
the chief.
Well, I mean, this is a purpose statement, it's not.
but I
it's
don't want
not the
people to, I
question
don't want people to
itself.
bring the issue up later, you know, somebody.
No, but it's not the question itself, it's
Yeah.
just the purpose.
Right.
Because the question was ironed out Saturday. But you guys vote on it, I'm just happy to write down what you want me to.
Yeah,
Pretty much what you,
I think we're all
you know,
good
narrowed
with
down, was
that.
pretty good, so. His suggestions were good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so you'll send that to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good deal.
The only thing I want to just have you do is I also gave you a ballot.
Yeah,
And if you flip over, the only two things I was given were these two amendments for us to finalize. So if we look at 24, so 24, I just want you to make sure I did it right. Shall the town adopt the proposed changes to the fire department special revenue fund? Beginning in fiscal year 2020, contributions to the fund from revenue generated by the fire department billable services will be capped at $250,000 annually. And then it says, and the rest is the same, which I didn't touch, an annual increase of 2% from the previous year's maximum contribution will be established starting in fiscal year 2021. Any revenue generated less billing service and building fees above the cap to the fund shall be deposited into general fund. So those are the changes that were signed for. I just want to make sure you all agree with what I read. 25 really is the same, other than at the end of, it stopped at facilities. We added, and the remaining balance of $11,400 to be raised by taxation. Because it didn't tell you where the difference was coming from.
We're gonna put a percent there for 1 cent on 1,000 or
No,
whatever?
those all came off, if you
Off.
noticed, they all came off.
Oh, they did?
They don't go
Yeah,
on
all the impacts come
Oh,
off,
okay.
because that's in the mail or not on the ballot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should toss this out there just for, I had run into a gentleman that, when I was changing the sign, after the meeting, he pulled up and talked to me for a while, and, no one asked a question about what's in the fund balance. You know, is there enough to cover anything, because 3 articles are being taken from there. So he asked if we could put that out there, because we had a nice conversation about that. Basically, from surplus and revenues, we've turned back for 2019, $589,017.
589?
589017 is going back to the general fund, or undesignated fund balance.
589
017, which constitutes the 322,000 from the budget.
from, yeah,
There's unused money from warrant articles, and then there's some extra revenue that we didn't anticipate. So, basically, and I'll share these are unaudited, I want everybody to know, that the 2018 audited fund balance was $1,188,215, and then we used $50,000 to reduce taxes. So in 2019, our beginning fund balance was $1,138,215. So then if you add the 589,017, you're gonna have a 2019 unaudited fund balance of $1,727,232. And then if you take the proposed budgets for Weare, John Stark, and the town, you take 5% of that, that gives you $1,057,875. So the difference in the two is what you got to work with. Just, we need to put that out there, because I think that people were panicked over, I kept telling you there was plenty of money there, but I didn't have all the numbers.
Yeah.
I couldn't spout out the numbers.
over the
that I
fact of
could.
the
So
5%.
we're thinking of using 2 for the 2 articles, a little bit for the upfit, and then we're using 50 for the government buildings.
Right.
So that's all we're using, and that's the 5%, which we were concerned we brought ourselves under 5%. We have more than the 5% now.
Yeah.
You have not quite 600,000 more.
Yeah.
About
Oh, that's
650.
good.
Actually got 650, or almost 650. So I think people need to know that, and I'll make sure we get it in the minutes, just because nobody asked what the fund balance was on Saturday.
Right. So what was it, the extra in the timber tax and basically?
We had
the-
timber tax, we had the
Auction.
auction, and then there was money, 320 left, and then the articles, I could get a breakdown individually. So the articles, like, you raised and appropriated money for the, some different articles, I have them up, Beth had showed me.
Yeah.
Those also, you didn't use them, so they
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
roll back in.
Okay.
But most of it was the 321,000 from the budget, and then the extra revenues. But I just wanted
You
everybody
can
to,
email that out to us when you get it
I have
finalized.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's nice and done this way, so that
Yeah.
the arrow goes over. But I think we need to, I mean, there was a panic about the unreserved fund balance.
Right. Well, at the time, it
Right.
was a pain.
Yeah, well, there was, and I guess my point to some of the articles was we returned the budget. We returned $321,000 from the budget that we didn't spend. Largely,
I was gonna say
the
PD,
chief had
most of
a
it.
good share of it. Fire department turned back all the wages they didn't use. There was a few other miscellaneous, but it wasn't much. The 2 large departments had almost the 300,000, so.
Okay.
So that's where it was. So, you know, we didn't spend it. Even though, again, we have the right for bottom line, but I think
Right.
we're very conscious in doing what we did. And they didn't, the only thing they spent out of their wages was what came forward to us about the computers.
Yep.
That $13,000 got spent out of their wages, but that was asked for by us, or from them to us.
Right.
So, but I think it needs to be out there. I had it waiting for someone to ask the question, but
Right.
it didn't get asked.
Yeah,
So,
shocked.
that's where we are. So that finalizes your mailer, actually, and your ballot to go to print. The minutes I just honestly sent out to you, I had to
Okay, so-
proofread them. I didn't have a chance, so I wanted to prepare for Saturday, so
Yeah.
so
you'll have to table both
table
of
those
them.
till-
I did the
for 2 weeks.
27th.
Oh, Jan did the 27th, but I don't think the rest of you did you?
I've got about 2/3 of the way through it.
Bless you.
Two of them, so
Did you read them?
go do the 27th.
Okay, that's fine. Let me find the 27th. Oh, that's not my copy.
Okay, we'll
27.
table the third, 2 weeks then. Anything on page 1?
I didn't see anything.
Okay. Page 2.
Can everybody else just read the last sentence on paragraph 1? And see if you all get the
Police
same thing?
Chief Moore is not sure whether.
He then addressed previous
Please,
comments, possibly by Frank, stating, easily understanding last year's warrant article for a fire vehicle as being a command vehicle and not understanding this year's warrant article for a patrol vehicle. Police Chief Moore is not sure where the confusion is, as the true difference is only how they are listed, command versus patrol. Is that correct?
I think that's why he didn't want to be
Putting that stuff in
putting
there.
that
Yeah.
command versus
Okay.
patrol.
So then, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
anything else on page 2? Page 3.
Page 3, where my name is on fourth paragraph up from the bottom.
Yep.
I'm going to change gonna to going.
What?
Going. not
To
gonna.
have.
They're going to have, not gonna have.
Okay. Page 4.
I had nada.
Anything?
I haven't read through 5, page 5. I didn't get that
I
far.
don't have anything for the rest.
No. Okay.
5, page 6. And at that point, I make a motion that we accept the minutes for January 27th as amended.
Second,
Those in favor?
I want to say yes.
It'll work.
Okay, so the 2, 3 would be tabled.
Table
And
for
then
2
do you
weeks.
have the manifest?
Yes, I have the manifest. The next item is the manifest. Manifest
have
is to order the treasurer to sign payroll and accounts payable checks dated February 13th, 2020 as included in the following manifest. Payroll manifest for $54,659.61. That's the weekly payroll. Accounts payable manifest of $69,001.02. The fire department manifest is $12,033.17, pending from the Board of Fire Awards approval. The John Stark manifest for $250,000. The Weare School District manifest for $300,000, for a total of $685,693.80. Do I have a second?
No.
Oh, excuse me, I gotta go. As there is no
Our meeting's
selectmen's
tomorrow.
meeting scheduled for February
week.
17th, 2020, get a little ahead of myself, to order the treasurer to sign payroll dated February 20th, 2020, estimated to be about $65,000. Furthermore, to order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $50,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting. reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion on the manifest at the next scheduled meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Can I have that?
All those in favor?
Aye.
We go. Now we're at the administrator's report.
I gave you, really, I just changed the date, and on the building ones, we haven't done much because we're still waiting on town meeting to see where money is, so I'll
Yep.
just do those first. There's really not
I changed.
everything
Yeah.
there. Other than, I'll just mention 9, since we upgraded so that we increased the gallons of water, it's been a lot better.
Has it? Good.
Yeah, so we're still looking to do something in the spring, we talked to Benji, but
Oh.
right now, keep our fingers crossed, everything's fine. That's on the government building one.
Yep.
The other one, same deal, I took off the East Road gate, because we kept it on there, the letter's been sent, we haven't heard from anybody. There's 9, there's no meeting on Monday, obviously, and then my regular schedule. I do have, last week, we had the facility use.
Yep.
Public hearing, and I think I was asked to see what they paid, right?
Right.
So, I just wanna, just the senior size, which does the, kinda like the weightlifting on Tuesdays and Thursdays. In 2019, she paid $80 for the entire year, which, according to the sign-up sheet, was 105 times, according to this.
Wow.
And 105 times divided by $80 meant that it was $1.31 a session.
And
So,
what did we agree to on that? Was it
so what we did too, so,
What
first
did-
of all, you guys wanted to know, were you gonna charge anybody for March? I know the yoga ladies paid for March,
Yeah, I
on
think
the
they-
old way,
Yeah.
which was, she was paying
Start
$10
April
each.
1st then. So then April 1st we'll start with.
Well,
that, right?
the Zumba's gonna start March. The
The
Zumba
Zumba.
Gold is gonna start
That
March.
means, okay, so she's already paid, is what you're saying?
Well, now that they know the new price and
Oh,
they've
they've
got their
already paid
dates
for it.
They
figured
should be able to
out.
come back and.
But this
do
has
the
been
difference.
still ongoing since January,
Yeah.
because I didn't know there was
And
a
we-
key. There was a key, she's had a key, so.
So I think that should
That's, yeah,
send her a
that's.
bill.
Well, I just wanna go back too, is, are we
But we
going
didn't
to?
make it effective until,
59?
Well,
But no, we charged the old, they were paying $10 a time.
no, she was saying
Oh.
send them a
Right,
bill. I
but
don't-
$10 a class, that's what, yoga was paying on the old until we had
Right.
the public hearing.
Yep.
Right.
So now that we've had the public hearing, they're gonna move
It's gonna
forward
be
with the $12.50.
$12.50.
But I think for the month of January, I really think they've all paid,
Yep.
Yeah,
so I think that that's correct.
yeah. Did they pay for February?
They have paid for February, but I think we're just gonna work out the $2.50 and work it that way.
Either that or just make it all effective in March.
Yeah, I mean, we can make it effective March 1st, whatever you
If
guys
they've already
want.
paid ahead of time,
And they,
that's
I
fine.
wanna just, the scrapbooking was ecstatic that we let them come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
well,
were
I
very
think we
excited.
should. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we should let them, within reason, use the building.
I think, yeah, but I mean, the other weight thing.
Well, yeah, because the weights did get dropped on the floor the other day when the girls went over to restock everything. Scared them, because the weight got dropped on the floor, which makes a heck of a bang.
Should have the ones that have the foam covering on them.
Well,
I don't
you
know
did-
what was on, I wasn't over there,
either.
but the girls, Beth and Karen went over and filled the supplies. They put all trash liners in.
Yeah.
They actually cleaned the bathrooms, put in hand soap in all of them, and that's, it was when the bang occurred.
I
But
mean, plus the fact is, I think at $1 something a class,
it was
that's,
$1.31
yeah,
at one
that's-
session.
Yeah.
that's not acceptable.
But the
so.
other thing, are you gonna, I mean, she's really, and she said it, she's not a nonprofit. So Karen did some research, and she really can't be a nonprofit, because a nonprofit, you gotta have like a group,
Yep,
and a single person can't be a nonprofit.
yeah, you have to have a registered group.
So what are you gonna do in the meantime? Because I would hate someone to really fall or have a weight dropped on them
That's what I said
and it's our
before.
building. You know what I mean? I don't want to discourage it, but I want to make it fair
Right,
because everybody else has insurance.
right.
I don't think going, yeah, it's,
think
or it's not a registered group.
I mean, I could ask Primex about a waiver, but
But to be that as it may, still it's, at $1.31
That's not,
a session, it's not.
no, no,
acceptable.
I get that
Yeah, she paid $80, right?
for the whole year.
135 sessions, that's 59 cents a session.
105,
she paid one.
Oh, 105 sessions.
Times,
I
yeah.
thought you said
No.
135.
105 times, yeah.
gonna be under $1 though.
It's $1.31 times 105 divided by 80.
No, it's $80 divided by the number of sessions. That's where you're off.
Oh, yeah, that's where I'm off.
So about,
So it's,
Should be able to figure that out after I can do that.
59 cents.
59,
76.
70,
Oh,
76 cents.
76 cents.
76 cents, yeah, that's,
That sounds,
yeah, that's the spirit.
That's the spirit.
You can also point out that those weights falling on those floors are gonna keep denting that floor, so.
Right, I mean,
Denting or those narrow boards,
Irreparable damage is
they're
going
like,
to the floor, too.
like this, it could break them, so
And
crap.
they
Yeah.
could put a foam, they could put some
Well, I
foam
mean-
things down,
Foam,
mats.
mats.
but, my other issue is if they drop one of them and somebody gets beamed or lands on their foot
Well,
and breaks
over
their
their
foot,
foot.
who's gonna, I mean, they don't have any coverage, who's the deep pocket?
Well, maybe she can
We
get some
allowed it.
insurance.
We allowed it.
Maybe
and it
she
comes
should
to
have
us.
some insurance if she's gonna do it.
well, we can also check with, Primex has that company.
Yeah.
That It's Tulip, which is a
Tulip.
tenant
Yeah,
user
Tulip.
liability
Yeah.
insurance
Program,
policy, yeah. We could give her that information and check, because we actually did have somebody
For that,
for a birthday
For the
party, but
birthday
they had
party.
hired a band
Yeah.
and we made them get insurance.
But if she's gonna continue doing it, she should be paying the $12.50 like everybody else, right?
Yeah, I think you came up with a really fair way, and everybody
was-
was on board with it.
Right, so she may not wanna even do it.
Yeah, and the other thing is I got, 3 prices to rekey.
Yep.
And, one was $250, one was $4, and one was, they were gonna ride by. I had to send them a picture, so I think just $250, we can have them rekeyed. They won't be duplicated.
yep,
That means back door and the 2 front doors would be all the same
key,
key.
yep.
And 10 keys that can't be duplicated is $250, and he can do it this week.
Yeah.
So I think that's honestly inexpensive enough.
What is what do you think?
Yeah, I
I
think.
think we should.
Well, I
do
think
to
we
do it.
talked about rekeying, we
And
should
then-
just,
and then
Right.
if they're
Do you need
numbered,
do you need a
Yeah, they
motion on that, or?
it's not over the policy.
Not over the
no.
policy,
No.
that's right, so, yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a number stamped in
stamped
it.
on,
Yeah.
so
And
you
that
know
way you
who's
know
got a
exactly.
key, and then if for some reason we need to bring the key back in, you can
Yeah.
get a hold of them.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
should be-
I just want you to understand, you asked what had paid. Now, I know everybody else has
Yeah.
paid except for this one.
Yeah.
But at the same thing, I think I mean, like I said, I don't want to discourage them, but at the sense of dropping things on the floor and cracking the boards or whatever,
Well, And it's 76 cents a session is a little bit,
76 cents a session, according to the mathematician over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so I think she needs to be notified.
Yep,
What's
and that's
the-
just going forward, what you wanted to do.
Yep.
That's what you had asked me to do.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll call him tomorrow, and hopefully he can get there probably either tomorrow or Wednesday, and we can have it all redone.
yeah.
Just the cylinders and be done with it.
Yeah,
I think it's easy enough.
yeah.
But I'm not the locksmith, so
Mhm.
that's all I had.
Good.
Next one is correspondence or other business. I don't have anything.
I don't have anything either.
Okay.
I think I'm going to bring up something right here. I just had my feelings of humanity made bright to me on Sunday morning. I came down Slacks Hill, as we all know is Flanders
Yeah.
Memorial,
Yeah.
and a young man had gone off the road and had managed to get his car up on the guardrail, and,
Jesus.
you know, trees stopped him from going down. Every car that went by, I would say, maybe 2 didn't, but every car that went by stopped to see if they could help. I stopped. I did know the person after I got over there. I didn't realize it when I stopped, but I did know him. And the Nelsons their daughter had gone by. They came down with water. I mean, it was so heartwarming, and then Officer Muse came over, and of course, he just continued the whole ball of friendliness and the whole thing. So, I mean, it all ended up in a nice way, and, you know, everybody was, person wasn't hurt and everything, but it just opened my eyes to the humanity that still is out there and the warm and fuzzies. So I just wanted that to be known.
Nice.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's
great.
really kind of nice. I mean, all you do is hear people complaining and being nasty, and, you know, I've been at instances
Yeah.
before where somebody's had an accident or whatever, and nobody stopped. You know, but every single person, I would say about 2 stopped and, you know, wanted to
I
help.
always
So,
stop if somebody's.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really
Well,
made
that's
me
nice
feel
to hear,
good
too.
that, you know,
That's nice to share.
yeah, that it was,
Because sometimes you wonder,
yes,
everybody's in a hurry.
yeah. Officer
nobody
Muse
cares.
handled it all very well. It was, you know,
As always.
it was great. And I wanted to let you know that, Chief, so,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
I
Okay,
do
that
have-
was
So there
fine.
is some out there.
I do have one minor thing, a shout out to the highway department crew for another great job. They've had a tough few days, and how they've been functioning, and if Benji's texting you, he should be sleeping, because I'm sure they were out I know, at some point, like about 3 o'clock this morning again,
Yeah.
hitting the road, so I don't think they've come out at a normal time in probably the past 5 days.
Well, I
so.
think some with the ice, and it's just crazy, because
Yeah.
if you wait, as he'll tell you, as you wait and leave some down,
Well,
and then
this-
it
the last
turns to
storm,
rain.
yeah, the last storm worked out well, because he did leave some, and it gave
Yeah,
him
because
traction.
actually, I think
But,
last week, at 114 turned to ice
Ice.
quickly.
Sheet of
and
ice.
There was a 5-car pileup at the top of the hill.
Yeah,
so-
it was glazed right across
But
the
again-
top when I came up that day. I'm
But again,
thinking,
he's done, he's done a great job, and earned, every one of them's earned every penny that they've gotten, for keeping the roads
A lot of hours.
open and the
Yeah.
hours. And I don't think
And then
people
they
realize.
honestly were over setting up the booths for tomorrow,
Yeah.
making sure they were here. He'll be here tomorrow at 6 to take everything over there
Yep.
for tomorrow, so it's those little things that they do
Yep, that nobody sees.
that all together.
And if there's,
We all appreciate it.
I have nothing else. Anybody else?
I move to adjourn.
If there's nothing else, make a motion to adjourn, I'll second
do.
it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everybody,
night.
and remember to vote tomorrow and vote often.
Vote on.
Yeah.